Let's play a game. Would you rather watch the Chicago Cubs offense right now or go to the DMV? We talk about it.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Alongside Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into a discussion with you on all things Cubs. Thank you for being part of the show, making Locked On Cubs your first listen today. The best way you can help us grow the show is to listen every day, like the video, and comment anything below. Well, we're going to talk possible roster moves coming up this week. We're going to play a game called Where is Nico Hoerner? And we're going to first recap Cubs Pirates this weekend. It was a disappointing weekend on the north side as the Cubs lose 3 out of 4 to the Pirates following that 5-4 loss that we last covered on Thursday. The Cubs got walloped 9-3 Friday, 1-0 on a walk-off in the bottom of the ninth Saturday, and then lost in a snooze-a-thon 3-2 Sunday. Sam, there's so many places where we can start. The starting pitching, that was up and down. It was down, it was up, it was down again Friday, Saturday to Sunday. The bullpen, really good on Saturday. The other 2 games, not as much of a standout. And then the Cubs on the weekend, 11 hits total in 3 games. 2 Sunday, 5 Saturday, and 4 Friday as the offense continues to be meager. I'll pass you the ball.
I will accept it, and let's start macro, micro. So let's go macro first. So right now, because you know me, Matt, I'm always thinking big picture. This is the team, not this specific version, but what are they now? 26-22?
26-22, 2 games out in the NL Central.
This is what they are right now. Going into the season, we knew probably 2 to 3 things were true. The Dodgers were better than this team. The Braves are better than this team. And probably the Phillies, and now the Phillies have played at a high level to start the year. Most likely, whether you win the division, which is still the goal, or you make the wild card, you're going to be playing a 3-game series at the end of the season in the postseason if you make it. People are going to roll their eyes at this, and you are more than welcome because the goal should be to win a championship, but we're year 3 in this kind of retool, right? It's year 3. Mm-hmm. The goal this year, it's obvious. They're trying to just make the playoffs and then see what happens, right? That's just obvious what the goal is. They're still in a good place with that. The point I'm trying to make is, and I'm transferring over to micro, this team is not good enough to withstand the injuries that they've had to withstand right now, playing without their middle infield. They're running out a minor league middle infield. That I think it's very safe to say if Nico Hoerner plays this series, Cubs probably have 1 more win in their bag. Pretty easy to see that. They are not good enough to withstand one of their $20 million men to be literally an automatic out right now in Ian Happ, and then pop in a homer or a walk every now and then. I literally tweeted, I'm not going to say literally anymore. I tweeted from my seat. I was at the ball game Sunday. I appreciate all your condolences. I was eating a Chicago-style hot dog, and as Ian Happ came to the plate, and before the at-bat was over, it was 1-2, I tweeted out, this is making the hot dog I just ate, it's making it come up. Like, I don't feel well watching him hit. Michael Busch, since his hot start, has basically been Trey Mancini or Eric Hosmer since his hot start. He's batting .207 in the month of May.
Yeah, it's been a solid 4 weeks now.
Yeah. Miguel Amaya, bad luck, no luck, good luck, awful. Christopher Morel, hitting much better than his numbers say, not good enough. Bellinger, fine. Suzuki, mixed bag. Hasn't really probably had enough to really evaluate, but not a good weekend for him. Peripheral guys, Talkman's been good. Madrigal's been horrendous. Mastro's really struggled. I mean, these are your guys. And you need him to hit. And we could talk about Luis Vasquez and Brennan Davis hitting well. And, hey, why not Bodie? All these things, fair questions. But at the end of the day, you need this is the team, and there's going to be a time in the hot summer that they're all hitting. But for whatever reason with this team, and it happened a lot with the core guys too, the Rizzo Bryants, Baez's of the world, it just seems like they get hot at the same time and they get ice cold at the same time. And right now, offensively, they've been brutal. And it's not just the offense. Before I pass it back
it's
to
not.
you,
It's really not, but that's the highlight.
Before I pass it back to you on a give and go here, obviously defensively it's been awful this weekend, but you have to just understand that the shortstop and second baseman aren't the guy, right? Second base on Thursday night cost you a couple runs, not feeling a double play. Mastro struggles this weekend. He's not a shortstop at this level. So I'm going to lay off that. And then there's just little things like pitch selection, Matt, and I have to go to the fifth inning. My mom's sitting next to me. You know me. You've been to games with me before. I like to make conversation with those around me about the ball game. Nick Gonzalez. We walked Connor Joe to get to Nick Gonzalez. I'm thrilled about it. I didn't want anything to do with him. And I say, hey, listen, Nick Gonzalez just up fairly recently. Guy's a free swinger. He's not looking to walk. If you get ahead of him, easy work for that Wisniewski sweeper. Throws the sweeper first pitch out of the zone. It's fouled away. I'm starting to clap. We got him right where he wanted.
Getting out of the jam.
And you know me. You know this is true. I've been at the game. I just said, sweepers only, no fastballs. 0-1 pitch, fastball away. I go, ugh, maybe that's just a show me pitch. 1-1 fastball, perfectly located on the inside corner. But that's what he's looking for. Rockets a base hit, 2 runs. Just little things like that.
And that's the game.
Is that on Amaya? Is that on Wisniewski? I don't know. But what I do know is it made no sense to make that pitch. You never get beat. You never get beat without your best pitch in those situations. When I used to pitch at the lowest level possible, I always would, hey, I'm going to get beat with my best. You know what I mean? So just all around very bad baseball. And I don't know what you're going to do with the title, but I almost would like to.
I haven't decided yet. What do you think?
Bad and boring is to me. It's a boring weekend of baseball. Saturday was a fun win, boring game.
The Killer Bees.
The highlight of this game, just being at the game on Sunday, and shout out to the few people, Matt, that did come up to me and ask for a photo. Eli was one of them. I didn't get the names of the other 2 guys. One of them rolled down their window while I was driving with my mom on the way to the game.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, Sam Olber, Locked On Cubs, just driving. I should have got his name.
He identified you just like that.
Yeah, there was incoming traffic.
Sam Olber, Locked On Cubs.
Yeah, something like that. The most exciting play of this game probably was a triple by Mike Tauchman. Maybe Morel's fly ball that got blew back by the wind.
A fly ball.
I mean, it was really boring. I had a hot dog and a soft pretzel.
Right. And the way you lay it out, I think, is the best way to do it. Because when you lay it out like that, I could make it into a 30-second show if you want. They shouldn't expect to win.
Right.
They shouldn't. Mastro at short, Magical at second for a whole series?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
And then I have to hear Sunday night as I'm getting ready for the show. I'm going for a walk after a big meal. That you're bringing up Luis Vasquez. Well, what did that take? 5 minutes after the debacle of a series this weekend?
Yeah.
So you have to insult. You have to throw salt in the wound and bring up Vasquez for the Brave series. Meanwhile, you keep telling us that the 2 dudes are coming back. So why is that breaking 7 minutes after the series? It was an absolute snooze-a-thon on Sunday. Bad and boring is a good way to put it. I think there's always time, even on, or I should say, especially for a 25, 30-minute daily podcast, there's always time to look at the big picture.
Yep. Just
because I think it is reasonable to say the Cubs should be the 4th best team in the NL and top 10 to 12 in the major leagues.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And they probably are right now, even potentially. But my thing right now, Sam, is, and we'll get to the Saturday, Friday games too. But I've always said that the first time for a real like I'm talking like real, like we could pick up the newspaper and check it out. The first time for a real standings check, a real gut check, is Memorial Day.
Yep.
Guess what? That's 1 week from now.
Yep.
And the standings don't care about your injuries, your offensive, your lack of offensive production, your defensive mishaps. It is what it is.
Is that a play on word with Hap?
No,
Oh.
there's a lot to clean up here. But with the amount of absences that are still in place, plus poor performance, do you expect to win? And you could make a case that these brothers should have got swept.
For sure.
They should have gotten the brooms in their own backyard against a worse team, a clearly worse team, dude.
Yeah.
The Pirates?
Some good pitchers, but
they've run into good pitchers now for 3 weeks straight.
but not Bailey Falter.
But Kyle Hendricks, Sam,
Oh, we're going
before
here.
I even get out of school Friday, 11 hits and 8 runs.
Yeah.
And this was after a pretty good start the Sunday prior.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shota Imanaga. Where would this team be without Shota Imanaga?
Well, can I answer it, or is it rhetorical?
Yeah,
They'd have the same record as the Pirates.
they would.
Yeah.
They would.
The difference between the Pirates and Cubs right now is Showtime and Aga.
He's saved the season, you could say. I don't mean it like that, but you know what I'm saying, hopefully.
Well, yeah, it's right now, but with the way they're going, you got the Bravos coming in town this week.
Yeah, and they have a doubleheader Monday.
Right. I did
so
see that.
we'll see how their rotation shakes out. But yeah, I'm disappointed. I think the optimism balloon, suffered a little bit of deflation. But the beauty of this game is that, especially if they do have some regulars back in on Tuesday, they have a chance to respond and respond quickly. Perhaps a much needed day off Monday, more than you even thought. But it was really an icy weekend. Besides Imanaga's 7 scoreless on Saturday.
Yeah, I think, the Hendricks thing's got to be coming to an end pretty soon. I mean, we could sit here ad nauseum and talk about, well, he had some tough luck. Well, tough luck doesn't mean
no, it's over with now.
And 8 runs.
And he's pitching Thursday.
And that's been announced?
It's not, but Wisniewski.
Well, that's today's Sunday.
Wisniewski could start Thursday.
Yeah, they could go Wisniewski to Brown.
Right. You're right.
If they want to do that.
You're right.
I mean,
You're
if they're throwing Hendricks on Thursday to that kettle of sharks, good luck.
Well, I guess that would be the dagger. I don't know.
Oh, enough with the daggers. We've seen it.
Why would they put him out there?
Yeah, I mean, feels like they were late on some of these moves. The Horner thing, I guess let's just transition into that, because that's pretty bothersome. I mean, the way that whole thing was handled, and so let's talk about that.
All right, Nico Horner and Dansby Swanson are apparently returning on Tuesday, but Horner hasn't played in a week. We get to it next.
This episode is brought to you by Policy Genius. Policy Genius is the country's leading online insurance marketplace. It saves you time and money so you can provide your family with a financial safety net starting today. With Policy Genius, you could find life insurance policies that start at just $292 per year for $1 million of coverage. Some options offer same-day approval and avoid unnecessary medical exams. Policy Genius helps you compare your options from top companies, and their team of licensed experts is on hand to help talk you through it. They have a team of award-winning agents who will walk you through the process step by step. Easily compare quotes from America's top insurers in just a few clicks to find your lowest price. Check life insurance off your to-do list in no time with Policy Genius. Head to policygenius.com/LockedOnMLB or click the link in the description to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much you could save. That's policygenius.com/LockedOnMLB.
Wouldn't it be great if you can see all your financial investments and retirement accounts in one place? Well, you can with Yahoo Finance. You can consolidate your views from multiple accounts into one hub and access the expert analysis you need to tend to your entire portfolio with confidence. I have a savings account, Sam, with American Express, an investment account with T. Rowe Price, and I've been using Yahoo Finance to consolidate both of those in one place, which has made it incredibly easy to manage. For more than 25 years, Yahoo Finance has been the brand behind every great investor. Whether you're a seasoned investor or looking for that extra guidance, Yahoo Finance gives you all the tools and data you need in one place. They're the #1 finance destination, producing a holistic look at the financial news cycle, including breaking news, original editorial perspectives, analyst ratings, and so much more. For a comprehensive financial news and analysis, visit the brand behind every great investor, yahoofinance.com, the #1 financial destination. That's yahoofinance.com. The Cubs play the Braves at 6:40 p.m. Central Tuesday, and you can hear every pitch of the Cubs hometown broadcast on SiriusXM by searching Cubs on the SXM app. Manager Craig Counsell said Sunday that he anticipates both Nico Hoerner and Dansby Swanson to return to the lineup on Tuesday. Swanson is unavailable to play since he's on the injured list, while Hoerner has been on the active roster despite not playing in a game since this past Monday. A couple other quick injury notes, then we'll circle back to the Cubs double play combo. Drew Smyly is going out on a rehab assignment for High A South Bend this week. Jordan Wicks is throwing live BP again this week, followed by a rehab assignment as soon as this weekend or early next week. And Julian Merriweather will start his throwing program this week and could be on track to return sometime next month. Sam, does it make sense that despite his unavailability, Nico Hoerner just remained on the active roster even through the weekend?
No. And I'll go one farther for you. If Nico Hoerner is going to be ready by Tuesday, he couldn't pinch hit in the ninth today with PCA. Totally. With Michael Busch draws the walk, and literally I'm like, wait a sec. Okay, PCA is gonna pinch run and steal, which means all we need is a single. You know, is Hoerner? I mean, you don't like. Again, I'm not trying to question his toughness, but you know, I get it. He might have to leg out an infield hit or something, but most likely he's either going to hit the ball to the outfield or he's not going to have to do much running, and then you could take him down for somebody else or whatever you got to do. I don't. Right. I wonder what's going to happen on Tuesday, I guess, would be the thing, because that's just weird to me. I mean, all of a sudden he's full strength. He can play second base, run the bases full speed, but just, 48 hours prior, game on the line, you had to hit Patrick Wisdom against David Bednar. So I don't know.
Not ideal.
I mean, we've seen this. This is a Cubs theme since we've been doing this show. Remember, Bellinger was day-to-day for a month last year.
No, that was like a couple days.
No, last year. In Houston, Ross said when he hurt himself, literally he goes, yeah, I think he's going to be day to day. And then they IL'd him and you didn't see him for like a month.
Oh, yeah, but that was resolved within about 2 days.
Right. I'm just saying, we just never know what's going on with these guys. The Swanson thing
here's the problem. They're out of the retroactive window. Because we would just say, oh, they could put him on the IL, then he could be activated in 3 days. Because they could retroactivate. No, you only have 3 days to do that. So he would literally have to sit, as I take your word from you, 10 days. So if he's going to be ready Tuesday, well, that means why would he sit 7-8 more days? But I guess what was your process for this guy to be out of the retroactive to be placed on the IL window, but then never appear in a baseball game?
Well, and then also, I mean, Dansby, right? Dansby was really bad for a while, and then all of a sudden, they decided, hey, his knee soreness is bothering him. Like, just doesn't seem like they've handled these things well, and it feels like it's been like this for a while. I don't know who gets the blame for that. Last year, I directly blame Ross. Clearly, it's not him because the same thing's happening. So, I don't know. It's not a good look. Whatever it is, 4 straight home games. These games matter. And for
Absolutely.
four straight home games, and then however many, what was it, the last two in Atlanta, your middle infield was two guys that have absolutely no home run power. One guy's playing out of position. It was a mess. It was just a mess.
Yeah, they have no business being out there every day.
Handled poorly and a mess. And now this Luis Vasquez thing's very odd because I don't really see a path, to use your phrase, of it making sense regardless, unless, like, it's just bad news regardless. If Vasquez is coming up for Hoerner, that means obviously Hoerner's on the IL. Bad news. If Vasquez is coming up in addition to Hoerner and Swanson, why didn't you just IL Nico immediately and bring him up, or just IL, let's say he's coming up for Madrigal, then do that earlier so we can have some competence.
Yeah, I mean, they're that disgusted with one of those guys now.
Right. It just made no sense.
And I have to say, we'll expand on the Vasquez thing to close out the show. But, you know, Hoerner, and even there was reports over the weekend from legit beat reporters, and I think Taylor McGregor even went over it too, and the marquee cameras would show it. Hoerner had his spikes and his glove on. How about this? Who cares?
Yeah.
Right. And also, like, that's comical. You're making a joke of the situation then? Right. So this dude wears his spikes and his glove. He's got the batting gloves nearby. He's, you know, maybe he's taking some dry swings in the dugout, something like that, trying to visualize. Don't show him. Don't put your gym shoes on, dude. If you're not going to play, don't put your spikes on. What are you trying to do? This isn't a movie. This is real. Okay, you don't need to have your glove on. This isn't the Cary Youth Baseball Association, fam. This isn't the BGRA out by Sam and Nick Cozy. Okay, the spikes and the glove thing, you got to stop. Okay, put them on the IL just for that. I'm done with it. I'm done with this. They wasted a whole weekend with the roster spot.
Whole weekend.
Why?
A whole week.
Is it just the Cubs that play the rules state 26-man active roster? Why do the Cubs, for 2 straight years, as you point out, choose to play with 25 or choose to play with 24? It's a 26-man roster for a reason. Who's running the business over there? Because guess what? You know, one thing I think we've learned, Sam, and I think even you'd have to admit, you said it earlier in this segment, some of this stuff was not on Ross, dude.
100%.
It wasn't on Ross. We sat here and we blamed him, and some of it was earned. Trust me.
100%.
But you think this is on the $8 million man council? Now it's obvious. No,
and he doesn't
think council, as he paces in the dugout and chomps at his every second he gets, that he wants his starting second baseman in cleats and a glove, and he can't play?
Well,
What is happening?
It's starting to feel a little bit.
It's a joke.
Yeah, it's starting to almost feel like Council's. Yeah, he's not really enjoying himself all that much right now, and I don't blame him. Before we move on, I just like to just read you batting averages and grades offensively so far from the lineup today. Okay, Mike Tauchman, 257, 372 on pace. He's been a solid B thus far. Seiya, N.A. Bellinger,
Cubs.
Solid B.
Go Cubs.
Morel, D as in dog.
Go Cubs.
Hap, F as in Frank. Michael Bush, C
Go Cubs.
minus. Nick Madrigal, F as in Frank.
Go Cubs.
Miles Mastroboni, F as in Frank.
Go Cubs.
Miguel Amaya so far, F as in Frank.
Go Cubs.
So I believe that was 4 of the 9 were Fs.
Yeah, that's going to be correct.
Keeping track at home. So
it's going to be correct. So,
all right, let's figure out who's going down to Des Moines. Why is Luis Vasquez coming up? Who's he coming up for? Probably going to have to wait till the clubhouse opens at 3:30 on Tuesday. But let's get into it a little bit. Today's episode is brought to you by LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Shout out to our listener, Edmund, who DM'd me a few days ago to let me know that he used LinkedIn Sales Navigator and it worked really well. Are you struggling to close deals? Business to business selling is tougher than ever. And that's why we want to tell you about LinkedIn Sales Navigator, a sales intelligence platform that helps professionals effectively prospect and engage high value customers, drive higher revenue, and increase sales performance. Fueled by LinkedIn's 1 billion member platform, Sales Navigator gives you the most up to date first party data, enabling you to unlock convos with the people that matter. Right now, you can try it for 60 days for free at linkedin.com/lockedon. LinkedIn Sales Navigator helps you sell like a superstar. Just go to linkedin.com/lockedon to get started. Nick Madrigal and Miles Mastrobuoni both might not be long for this roster, depending on Nico Horner's status, or at least that's the chatter as we record here on a Sunday evening. I suppose either one, Sam, is a fine backup to Christopher Morel, as well as filling in occasionally at other spots. But it really is a dilemma with these two guys because, Madrigal, you could say, okay, good glove-ish. Mastro doesn't. Mastro has speed. Madrigal doesn't. They both can't be on the roster. I think we determined after this weekend. One of these guys, if not both, will be demoted Tuesday. Swanson is going to be activated. Horner should be still playing unless he goes to the IL. So originally this segment was going to be who goes down. But as it turns out, some breaking news Sunday, both of these guys might go down. Luis Vasquez, who's hitting .262 with 3 homers, 757 OPS in 38 games for AAA Iowa, is being promoted on Tuesday. He was added to the 40-man roster this past offseason, just 24 years old, and a cool opportunity for him. And I guess there's a path to him being the backup third baseman, but he's played mostly second and short, which is the help you needed this weekend.
Right. Great defensive player, guy that could have really helped this weekend. And, probably not a major league ready bat, but we got two guys that overall that just played 6 straight games that don't look like they're major league ready bat, don't look like they're ready to hit. So, for me, I think Mastro is okay defensively, just not at shortstop.
Okay.
I think his speed, I just don't like Nick Madrigal. Let me explain to you why Nick Madrigal needs to be off this roster.
He really does.
And let me explain to you why. It's simple. 9th inning, PCA on first. He's going to steal. Bednar slow to the plate. The whole reason Nick Madrigal has a job that is getting, that has millions next to his paycheck is because he can hit high profile velocity, high profile stuff, and get singles when a single is important. The ultimate single spot, he got benched. And please don't tell me, Council didn't know PCA was going to steal. Come on. The whole reason Madrigal's there is to take a couple pitches, let PCA steal, spray a base hit to right, tie this ball game up. The fact that he got sat down for a home run or bust guy tells me that his time should be up on this roster.
Absolutely. Braves Cubs starts on Tuesday. One of our great everydayers, Ty Lewin, Sam, is going to be with us for Monday for Tuesday. And good timing on that, too, because Brennan Davis is absolutely crushing it at AAA right now. We're also going to get a Cade Horton update, his first few outings in Des Moines, and some more prospect stuff. For Tuesday, we'll also preview that Cubs-Braves series, and hopefully the Northsiders can bounce back at Wrigley and get some reinforcements along the way. What grade would you give for your Wrigley trip overall, despite the circumstances?
I'll say like a D.
Thank you so much for checking out this edition of Locked On Cubs. You give us 20 to 30 minutes. We'll give you all things Cubs with a laugh or two along the way. Be sure to hit subscribe on YouTube, smash the like button for the algorithm, and leave a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, and everywhere you get your podcast. And if you want more Matt and Sam, consider supporting us by subscribing to our Unlocked podcast. The link to subscribe is in this episode description. He's Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.